big time YouTuber. Selfish business idea, Summit Racing. Add a motorcycle racing department and open up an affiliate program so we can showcase your product and steal customers away from Amazon. A one-stop shop for motorcycle, car parts, steal all the petrol heads. V2 versus V4R versus V2. The comparison you never thought you wanted, but you do because now you're intrigued. YouTube algorithm, blah, 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 blah. Like, subscribe. Let's get into this. 1000cc V4R at 200 and something horsepower compared to the old V2. We'll get to the new V2 here in a second. So this weighs about 180 kilos, 998 cc's, and in its stock form, it has 205, 210 horsepower, right about there. I've been on track against this with my V4S. Down the straights, I have the grunt to overpower them, but on the corners, they're so nimble, which, spoiler alert, I ended up getting the V2, and I'm hoping it's nimble enough to really hit the corners hard, learn a lot from, because I'm not learning from the V4S. So here, the V2, last year's model, it weighs the same, 179? 176 kilos, 955 cc. It's the same displacement, basically, 40 cc's different, and it's 155 horsepower. So what, 60, 70 horsepower difference? Why are you comparing these two bikes, the V4R versus the old V2? Well, I couldn't figure out what Ducati's doing with the new V2. You got 120 horsepower at 900 cc's, 400 pounds. So I'm looking at this thinking to myself, what's going on? You got the 600 middleweight race series, and you have the old V2, which is basically a leader bike, racing against 600s. And they've changed the class around, so now you can have the Gixxer 750s, you can have the Triumph 3 cylinders. None of this makes sense. So what is Ducati planning on doing? The new V2 has springs instead of the Desmo system. What are they planning on doing? Are they planning on upping the cc's to 9, I don't know, let's say 920, 930, and upping the horsepower to maybe putting a cam in and getting it at 140 horsepower? You know what would be really cool? Is if they ever had a 600 and something cc V4, 4-cylinder V, to compete with the inline fours. So they have the 4 cylinders. They are able to be 600 and something cc, because I think that's what it is. 600 cc and up is allowed to have 4 cylinders. The 700 to 800 cc is allowed to have 3 cylinders, and then the 900 is allowed to have 2 cylinders. I don't really know how it works. It's different for every race series, but if Ducati made the V2 chassis on a 4-cylinder V at 690 cc's, able to push 130, 140 horsepower with a spring instead of the Desmo system, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. So this bike, I have this bike. I'm excited because I'm going to be tracking this brand new bike. I'm at about 250 miles. I need to get it to 600. I'm going to swap it to a race shift, GP shift, and then I'm going to take it up and down the East Coast. And then next year, I'm going to take it up and down the West Coast. And I am really curious to how I'm going to come on. The R1, the V4S, those two bikes that I have, they didn't do me any favors because, I mean, I guess I learned how to survive on the bike, but I'm excited for this bike because now it's a nimble bike. If I get a new exhaust, get the thing super light, I can really lean that thing. I can throw it around like an R6. And it's about 150 horsepower.